Hey Leslie, my name is Logan Black and I'm with ADP. I appreciate you taking the time out today to meet with me.
Oh, sure. Absolutely. My pleasure.
Is 20 minutes still okay for today's meeting?
Yeah, we can make that work.
Excellent. So I was doing some research and I saw that you graduated from Lipscomb. How was that?
Yeah, I graduated in '92. Great. It was a great time. I really enjoyed my time there. Some of the foundational points of my life started there, so it was a lot of fun.
I've actually got a couple friends that go there now, so
Really?
I heard it's a great school.
Okay.
If you don't mind, let's go ahead and start talking some business. Are there any other decision makers or like an HR manager or anybody like that that needs to sit in on our meeting today?
No, HR manager is out of town right now, so I'm fine.
Okay. Well, throughout this meeting, I hope to inform you a little bit more about ADP and what we do as a company and what we can bring to the table for you and your company. But just out of curiosity, what needs do you have for us?
I think you pretty much addressed all those on the phone earlier when we spoke, so I think we're ready to get right into it.
Sure. Let's go ahead and get started.
Sounds good.
So how did you all get into business?
Well, it is a family business. My father-in-law actually started the company 20 years ago, and I joined him 17 years ago. And then my wife and I bought the company about 6 years ago, and we've been growing ever since.
Cool. Well, let me ask you, what issues have you been having with payroll?
Well, there were really just a couple of issues that we noticed. You know, the big issue is that we filed some things and thought we had filed them correctly, and for whatever reason, either we didn't file them correctly or in a timely fashion. And of course, when you deal with the government, that ended up with fines, and a lot of fines, a lot of money that we hadn't anticipated. That was one issue. Another issue is that we're using time cards for all of our employees. One of our employees misplaced or lost his time card, or somebody took it. Something happened, and it didn't end up where it was supposed to be. And then he couldn't get paid till we got his time card. So it just created a lot of issues. So there's some things we need to correct.
Right. Completely understand. Let me ask you, with being fined, how much of a hit did that take on you ultimately trying to grow as a company? Well,
of course, nobody anticipates fines. You budget, but you never budget in for a fine or a mistake or something like that. So the fact that it was $3,000-$4,000 worth of a fine really affected our potential to grow on the time frame that we wanted to grow. So we couldn't hire those employees that we had anticipated hiring when we planned to do so. So it set us back.
Yeah, I understand. That money could have gone a long way. Well, let me ask you this. If there were to be a system that could be more beneficial and completely eliminate all of these problems that you've been having, would that spark your interest?
Absolutely, if we could save time and money.
So you mentioned earlier that you were having issues with time cards. Can you elaborate a little bit more about that?
Well, of course, with the time card, the employees have to keep up with it. They have to make sure that it gets in the right place. They have to punch it, all the time, which means we have to make sure that that time machine doesn't lose power at any time, because if it does, then we have to reset it. So there's all kinds of issues that go along with that.
Sounds pretty terrible. One of the programs we have to offer with ADP is actually a punch system that is all online. So no more time cards, no more systems or anything that you have to plug that time card into. Everything is online. You create a username and a password, you sign in, you hit the punch button, and you're good to go. You're there for the day. And it electronically keeps up with everything for you without having to keep up with an actual physical time card.
Really? So that's available right now?
It is. But that's something you want to hear a little bit more about?
I'd love to hear more about that.
Well, based on the issues that you have brought to my attention, I highly recommend that you try our ADP app. It's called Run ADP, and I'll actually show that to you. I've got it right here. So, here, we'll view the demo. As you can see, there's a user ID and a password there that you can look at. It comes up with this neat little menu bar. Here's the home. It's resume weekly payroll, so it gives you constant reminders of when to pay. There's payment stuff there, in progress, resume weekly. Here you can see all of your employees. You just scroll down, you can click on employees and it'll retrieve their information. You can see how much they make. If you want to manually change it, you can do it in the app. There's reports here where total cash required is here, and there's payroll liability, earnings records, all that stuff. There's more here, and it's really easy and really user-friendly if that interests you.
But it looks amazing. It looks very, very simple. So each of my employees, will they have this app, or is there a central app that they have to punch in, like on a computer in the office?
Right. So each employee does have access to this app. However, there will be a admin, which would be you. So you have access to all the payments and stuff like that, so that way the employees don't get their hands on increasing their pay, because it's never a good thing.
Sure. Yeah.
So ultimately, you would have complete access. Well, they have access to pretty much their account. They can see how much they make, but they can't do anything else.
Okay, so then let me just ask you another question. So with the app and with ADP, so ADP will be basically, they'll take over running all of the reports and everything for me, and I can tell them what I want. Does that mean that they will also be taking care of making sure that the correct amount for payroll, taxes, and FICA and all that stuff is already taken out, or is that something I'm going to have to still keep up with?
No, that's something that we actually take care of. We can go into that at a later date.
Okay.
But yeah, that's something that we can definitely discuss and we can get taken care of.
That really looks really simple.
Yeah. Well, one of our other clients enjoys the fact that they have this app and they've got access to it on the go. That way they don't have to be in the office to pay their employees, per se. They can actually, if they're going on vacation with their family, they can pay from a remote device. And, I mean, they can not be in the office if they don't want to.
So you're saying that, let's say we were out of town and it was payday, that I could actually take care of all of the payday and everything and not have to be in the office. Is that right?
That's right.
That sounds excellent, very useful, efficient.
So after hearing all of this, do these benefits sound like something that you're ready to move towards?
Absolutely. I would love to make sure that we can work this into our budget and make sure we can get this going right away.
Sounds good.